Hey guys, this is Tim from Leap, and I'm here with the lovely Kelsey Melnick, also an incredible reptile and amphibian keeper. Personally takes care of the entire Leap lab, so thank you for that, as always.
Of course.
It has been a short while since you have seen us on screen, and we are here to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. But we have had a heck of a summer, and we have done a lot of things. We visited the Anaheim Super Show in California. We have been doing a lot of new product development within the Leap facility, shipping orders, handling customer service, and making sure that our marketing in general is up to snuff. But we have received a decent amount at this stage of FAQs, a lot of questions that you guys have been asking us over the last few months that we wanted to formally come and answer and take this opportunity to make sure that everyone is up to the same speed as far as some of the more advanced keepers on how we all use the reptile gear that we manufacture. So Kelsey, you want to start it off with the first question?
Yep, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, so you mentioned Anaheim.
Yes.
What are other expos that Leap will be at this year?
Okay, so we don't have an official schedule for Leap Expos at this time. However, Anaheim Super Show went really, really well. So I am working right now behind the scenes to get a schedule and get some more events approved by the higher ups, which we all of course have wherever we work. And I think that's gonna go pretty well. And I look forward to being at some of these other events. However, I do want to say that we have a wonderful new partner who is working with us and reselling our gear, who travels to trade shows. And the name of this company is Rainhouse LLC. You can actually find them on Instagram, Rainhouse LLC. They focus in bioactive setups and bioactive gear. And Tony and Eric contacted us because they're really into the Leap line, and they wanted to take it on the road to the various different trade shows. And I know that they are working on Frog Day, which is coming up at the end of September. Cool. And they are also working on, most importantly, the Daytona Reptile Show, which I'm not really sure the timing of right now. I'll have to remind myself of that. But that's a big one. And we haven't been at Florida yet. And so we know, I've been to the Daytona Reptile Show when I was a teenager in high school. Actually, it was in the 90s. And I know firsthand that it's a big show. I haven't been since, but I really would like to go, so maybe I'll be able to escape. But yeah.
We stopped in one in Orlando one time too. Remember when we were down there for RAP?
Yep.
We stopped in.
Yeah.
I don't know what one it was, but
I
remember that it was big.
It was decent size. It was more of like your traditional reptile exchange type of event, whereas Daytona is actually, from my understanding, is as big or bigger than Anaheim Super Show.
Wow.
It's back in the 90s. It was the largest reptile show in the country. We're talking big, and a lot of animals at these shows.
Awesome. All right, and just adding on top of that too, anything that we will be at, we're gonna definitely be sharing it on our social media.
Oh yeah.
So make sure you're following us on our Instagram account, Leap Habitats, and our Facebook, which I believe is also just
Leap Habitats. Yep.
All right, next up, what are they actually made of, the habitats themselves?
Yes, okay, so as the engineer and the designer behind this, it's kind of like, well, I understand, and you know, it's very self-explanatory to me, but one of the big things we've learned is that when we meet people and they've never actually seen a Leap habitat in person, they actually didn't realize that the construction of the cage is totally new.
Yep.
So if this is the first time you're kind of hearing this, yeah, that's the big thing. A Leap habitat is not a fabricated PVC enclosure. It's not glued together, it's not screwed together. It actually folds together from corrugated polypropylene. So that's the main material. The framework is engineered and manufactured out of aluminum. So the aluminum kind of creates the overall frame on the top of the terrarium and on the front of the terrarium, and what facilitates the top opening plastic transparent door and the bottom screen door. But the sides and the back and the bottom of the enclosure are made of corrugated polypropylene, which in a few ways resembles cardboard, but it is not cardboard. It is an inert plastic. It's UV resistant, it's water resistant, it's a long-term It's a long-term solution. And when you actually fold it together with all the different corners that we have, put the aluminum top on the surface of it and pop in the rivets, the result is like a composite. It's like, you know, I make an analogy here, fiberglass, right? It's just epoxy resin, which has no strength in and of itself. You can, even when it hardens, you can break it. But when you put those fiberglass strands inside of it, it becomes a structural, a structural product. And it's the same with the corrugated polypropylene. Because of the way it's folded together with the supports and the rivets, it's so strong that it's extremely secure. It's very strong. You can drop it on the ground. At Anaheim, we actually threw it as high up in the air and let it fall to the ground just to see what would happen. Yeah, the first drop, it was actually okay. Yeah. And we kept doing it until we busted the whole thing apart. But when we examined it, what we realized, with like $20 in new parts, you could have popped that thing back together. Yeah, yep. It was good.
That's awesome. So you mentioned that the bottom of the door is screen.
Yes.
The top is also screen.
That's right, the top as well. Yep.
And then what is the top of the front door made out of?
So the front door, the transparent material itself is PET plastic, which is the same material that your water bottles are manufactured from. So it's very inert. It doesn't absorb water. It doesn't discolor. And you know, we also have accessories, like, so if you ever did scratch your door or use, you know, some people actually don't know, and this is a warning, do not use Windex or bleach on that plastic front door because you'll cause it to haze up. So if that were to ever happen, we do have replacement doors as well for you. But now, if you've seen our Mr. Mittens video filmed at our dear friend Hillary's house, that Leachianus has been living in the Leap 22 by 36 enclosure for close to, I'm gonna say 6 months at this stage. And we all know Leachies, they like to hang out on the front door. They like to poop on the front door, and Mr. Mittens absolutely does. And that door has been cleaned and walked on and hit by Mr. Mittens, and there's no damage. The PET is performing very admirably.
So our enclosures, you did just mention kind of what this is leading into. Can our enclosures house larger chameleons, such as panthers?
Okay, so our largest enclosure currently is 22 wide, 17-inch deep, and 36 inches tall. I would recommend that you not keep a full-grown adult panther chameleon in that enclosure, same with a veiled chameleon. However, I can tell you without telling you that we will have solutions in the near future. So if you were to purchase a young adult panther chameleon, you could certainly keep that animal in the enclosure for about the first year of its life. And I would say by the time that animal hits the 1 year mark, we're gonna have a solution for his forever home that will be quite nice. And the existing enclosure is obviously gonna work just fine for you for your other animals. I think a female panther chameleon could do well in a 22 by 36. Yeah, they do stay smaller.
So we get this question a lot. People get their misting systems and they can't get their nozzles apart.
Right.
Can you explain how to?
Yes.
Without getting into too much detail.
Yeah, so I've got a misting system right here. Our misting system uses push to connect fittings. So a push to connect fitting is pretty common in the aquarium industry. Some people are aware of what it is in the reptile world. It's a very simple, no tool required way of attaching tubing for plumbing that holds water for long term. You don't have to mess around with it. With a push to connect fitting, which is as shown on the bottom of this mister lid, you have a little coupler that's spring loaded, and you can see that you kind of have to push it down. So when you put the tubing in, it naturally pushes the coupler down, and that's how you get the fit and how you get the seal. And so when you pull it, it doesn't come out. Right. To remove the tubing, you just have to use your fingers and hold that little collar down, and you can hear it click, and then slide the tubing out. So with the misting nozzles,
it's a little bit different because it's so much tighter.
It's a tighter fit. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly right. But in those cases, you would use your nails because you won't be able to get your whole finger. So you would use your nails to just hold it down. It's not hard. It's a little more complicated than this.
So we have a video of me just breaking it down here, but it's not up to our studio standards.
That's pretty good.
I mean, it's not published, it's private, but if you have a question or you're having a really hard time getting your nozzle apart, shoot customer service an email and they'll send you that message. Or even Leap Habitat's Instagram or Facebook, we'll see it and we'll send you that video.
Yep, absolutely. And I will review that video with you afterwards because I think it's probably good to go. Maybe we can throw some branding on the top of it.
Cade was considering doing like a full video on it and him, showing a breakdown with a nice overhead camera. So maybe it'll be that in the future. Maybe we'll just leave mine down.
Okay,
so, all right, next up. We get a lot of messages when people are kind of figuring out what to buy and they say, what size should I get for my X species?
Okay. So what do you want me to go through by species?
What do we have on our website to help people guide them?
Sure. So on our website, actually there is a blog page on our website and it is the inhabitants of the terrariums. It's on the top row. If you click on that, we have crested geckos, gargoyle geckos, carpet chameleons, White's tree frogs. We have a decent amount, maybe we're up to about 15 or 20 total now, of some of the more common animals, but specifically animals that do well inside of Leap enclosures. And those were all authored by the one and only Frank Payne, who, as you guys know, we have a wonderful relationship with and is a dear friend. And you can go review those and Frank will actually make recommendations for the best cage sizes. What doesn't exist on those inhabitants profiles is an actual itemized list of what Leap gear will go best for those animals, but it is in the works. So within the next month or two, when you go to the inhabitants page, you'll be able to actually purchase a kit that is already put together for that animal. For example, a crested gecko may not include a fogger. I'm not convinced that a fogging system is really that necessary for the average pet crested gecko. If you want to breed crested geckos, it's a wonderful addition, but a mister is probably adequate. Some of the gear is not going to be applicable for all animals, and that's where these profile pages really help because you've got the right cage size, the right gear to go along with it, and you can either add it all to your cart or piecemeal what you want.
Yeah, that's great that you can just go and select all. You don't need to worry about it. You know that what you're getting in the mail is exactly what you need to provide everything you need for that
and
animal.
Qualified by an expert reptile keeper that has earned quite a rapport within the industry for providing real world advice. What I can also say is as we expand our gear into larger sizes and bigger systems, we will be adding more species profiles to our website so that panther, chameleon, veiled chameleon, bearded dragon as well.
Lots of snakes, I'm sure.
Yeah, snakes, which we actually don't have enough of on our website right now.
So we got some questions after the Anaheim show about those little single system racks.
Oh, okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about, will we be offering something like that and why you like them?
Okay, so baker's racks, right? Baker's racks. I talk about it all the time. Not every pet owner necessarily has a 48-inch baker's rack, let alone 8 of them in their reptile room the way we have in the Leap lab. However, what people don't realize is that baker's racks also come in different sizes. So they come 24 inches wide. They come 30 inches wide. They come 34 inches tall. They come 72 inches tall. So because our gear is all standardized to the 4-foot baker's rack by 18 inches deep, you could actually get for example, a 24 by 18 depth by 72 inch tall baker's rack, which you can find online. We don't currently offer it for sale. And you could put 2 terrariums on it, one above the other, all the lighting system integrated into the baker's rack, 1 mister, 1 fogger, and be able to route one nozzle to one system, another nozzle to the other system, and the fogger as well has 2 outputs.
Right.
And then we have an accessory that we'll be launching on the website soon that we also showed at Anaheim that is a fog clip. So you actually attach the fogger to it and it clips onto the side of the terrarium, and it effortlessly allows you to dump fog into the terrarium without having to loop the whole corrugated tube.
It's gonna like stay put too.
Oh.
The like suction isn't gonna just
Nope.
flop off.
Don't have to worry about the suction cups. It puts the tube straight down the back so that you don't have to worry about water collecting
Right.
in the loop. And it's also nice because it has a articulating input. So you could put it on the side of the terrarium and point the tube straight back, or you could point the tube down or put it on the back and point it straight down, and you can really
awesome.
move it. Yeah,
It really
it's
is
useful, and that will be on our website. So, just to go on a little longer, 30-inch baker's rack, you could have 2 15 by 15s.
Right.
So if you do a full 72, you could have 3 rows or 4 rows even of 15 by 15. So you don't have to invest in the full 48-inch if your setup is only good for that. And then the 34-inch tall versions are great
They're adorable.
for a single pet. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, you have the mister and fogger right underneath. I think it was really noticed at the Anaheim show.
Agreed.
And I think we also posted it on our social media so people saw it then and was like, whoa, you have one rack with everything in it. You don't have everything running all over the place. I think it's perfect for people that have one animal that they want in their living room.
Yeah.
Or one animal that they have in their kids' room somewhere.
So for example, I have my Geomida spangleri, the black-breasted leaf turtles, at home, and currently they're babies, so they're in 2 little Rubbermaid containers, but they're inside of a 22-inch wide leap enclosure on a single 34-inch baker's rack with the fogger and the mister underneath and the lighting on top. And it is my job to do a better job of setting up more of these racks and demonstrating to everyone with pictures.
Right.
We don't currently provide the alternative sizes, but if you go online, you can find them. You can find the baker's racks, and we will in the near future offer them. And our price will be competitive. It just works. So the system is modular. 18-inch baker's racks, they fit, period.
All right, a couple easy questions, a couple quick ones. Do we make custom sizes?
We do not make custom sizes.
Yeah.
That is a area that we are not going to go into. There are some incredible PVC cage manufacturers out there, and they do a tremendous job in this area making completely custom setups that would just blow your mind. Anything from reasonably priced to super premium luxury with all the bells and whistles, which is worth it. That we leave that to them.
Any update on international shipping?
I can provide one update on international shipping, which is we have an order going to the UK. All right, so guys in the UK and potentially elsewhere in Europe, you can start to look forward to Leap gear. And it's a good size order. It's gonna be handled by Charterhouse Aquatics, which is a long-term friend and valued customer of ours in the aquatic space that has a tremendous reptile amphibian display within their facility as well. And they're going to be handling the distribution and the direct sale and the marketing and customer service. They already do a great job for us in the aquarium world. They're going to do a bang-up job for us in the reptile space. And you UK guys, I know you've been asking. Canada guys, I know, I am working so hard on it. I am really close, but I am just not there yet. And I have no excuses. I am sorry, but I am working fastidiously. I will get it done, okay? I promise, soon.
It's moving in the right direction.
Yes, and it is our intent to have these products available in the rest of the world. But the UK, is a huge market. In Canada, we know it's a huge market. We want to get our products to you.
You kind of mentioned how Charterhouse is going to be working with providing customer service. If somebody has an issue and needs replacement parts, what do they do?
So currently, because all of our sales are in the US, we have a customer support portion of our website. You can go to the website, click on the customer service link, it takes you to a sub-site. At that sub-site, we have FAQs. We have an actual form that you can email in directly with any questions you have, and we have a customer support number. One of the beauties of the Leap brand in general is that we already have established an enormous trained customer support team, many of whom were already reptile hobbyists when we started the brand. And since then, they've all been trained in the reptile world. They've certainly been trained in our product line, and they are there to help.
Yep,
I mean,
absolutely.
no question is too small or too silly. If you have a problem, if you're not happy, if it didn't live up, or maybe you misinterpreted how to put it together, you got yourself in a corner, it doesn't matter what it is. Call us, we'll make it right. That's what we're here to do. You can always reach us. Our business hours are 9 to 5 for the customer support, but you just leave a message or send the email through the form and we'll get in touch.
Yeah, so we do get a lot of messages on Facebook or the Instagram accounts, which is also fine.
That's fine.
But if you want a quicker response or you have something that's more like troubleshooting, definitely reach out to customer service. They're going to get back to you on a little bit of a quicker time frame.
Well, it is their job.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go through Instagram or Facebook, you're actually interacting directly with Kelsey, Sarah, and myself. And we are on it all day long, but we do have other responsibilities, so we can't be as fast. But yeah, we're there, and I think that might lead us into our last one,
Yes.
which is a good segue.
Yes. Where can you see, or where somebody asked, where can I see examples of builds?
Okay, so there's two wonderful places to see it. One is Instagram. You go to our Leap Habitats page on Instagram. It's at Leap Habitats, very simple. There we post a lot of customer builds. You could also go to leap.kelsey, but you're gonna only see builds from the Leap Lab, which we have plenty of videos on YouTube. But man, our customers have been already doing customizations to our enclosures, which I've always said is a great thing. I'm talking, they're drilling through it, they're putting backgrounds in, mounting cork tubes, doing foam walls. There are nuances to how you do all this in a Leap cage versus in a glass terrarium. And these pictures are really useful to figure it all out. Additionally, we have the Leap amphibian and reptile community on Facebook, where we interact directly with our customers and answer questions. So by we, I'm referring specifically to Kelsey and myself. As you know, we are both reptile hobbyists. And anytime somebody posts a question, is the cage tight enough to hold fruit flies in? Great question. We're answering it. Yes, it is. We can give you, show you some examples of how. How do I install a custom background? We chime in. Some of our other customers chime in. A customer recently had an issue with water escaping from the cage. No problem. We chime in, give some advice on how to resolve that, because it's traditionally not a major problem with the Leap cages. So a little bit of tweaks to how the thing is set up, and you can avoid that problem altogether. It is a paradigm shifting technology. Remember that, guys. A Leap habitat is not a glass cage. It's better. And the reason why it's better, it's lighter weight, it's safer, it's more modular, and you can modify it and do what you want with it. So with all those new unknown values come some differences.
Right.
And we're there to help walk you through the differences.
That is the top 10 for this video.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be more next time. Don't forget, if you watching have a Leap habitat set up at home, make sure you're tagging us. We love to share.
Yes.
The creativity that we see is absolutely incredible. So make sure you're either tagging us on Facebook, on Instagram, or you're joining our LARK page, as we call it, to share, and so that we can share you as well.
Yeah, hashtag us, hashtag Leap Habitats, tag us at Leap Habitats, whatever it is. If you hashtag Leap Habitats, it's great, because those of you looking for other cage build ideas, just search the hashtag.
Right.
You'll see a ton. Now, we do try and cross-post it, but hey, we may have missed some. So that's a big one. But if you're into the brand, don't forget to check out our YouTube, Leap Habitat. Actually, it's just Leap. On YouTube, easy to find. We've got some good videos. They're actually gaining some traction now, so that's exciting and very rewarding. It's gonna get Jack and I back on our game after a long and beautiful summer. Check us out, Instagram. Like us on Instagram, like us on Facebook. Check out the Lark page, and like and subscribe on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it, and we'll be back before you know it with more cool infotainment and cage builds and all kinds of fun stuff.
Lots of fun stuff. Make sure to tune in.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time.